Hi guys.
Well, here we are, a new week. Last week we talked about business, and I think it was a pretty good week. I mean, we capped it off with Friday. What did we talk about Friday? I totally forgot already.
Friday was what business are you in?
What business are you in? That's right.
We
So that was a good. That was a good way
marketing
to,
ourselves.
Yeah, that was a good way to summarize it.
Mm-hmm.
So this week we're going to talk about leadership. Quick question. Go ahead, Greg.
Greg has a question. Go ahead, Greg.
So we're going to talk about leadership this week. So today we're just going to kind of do an overview. We're not going to get deep into the subject. But leadership has a lot of different roles, if you will. It's not just meant for people that are in management roles or coaching roles. Leadership is for family, yourself, your peer group, or different organizations you may be in, your job. If you're in business, you lead the business, your community. I mean, and right now I think leadership is a good one to talk about with what's going on in the world, because I think a lot of leaders are coming forward and speaking up.
Mm-hmm.
So, there's that whole piece too for grassroots community activists, so on and so forth. So, I mean, leadership is pretty deep and it goes way beyond what you think. So, and Kim and I often talk about empathy and being empathetic. And I think as leaders, that should be first and foremost. So
I don't know how to answer that question. I guess I would need to know what you're emailing about. There are different things out there that you can reach that many people through. So I have an answer. I think we just probably will message you offline with that.
Yeah, there's a couple different routes for that.
Yeah, but we got the answer for you, Greg, for sure. Getting back to the leadership portion is, what is your leadership style? To me, I guess that's what I come up with is, no, you didn't derail. We're okay. We're used to that. We're used to shifting gears because either somebody is posing a question or I just have a squirrel moment where I just completely what?
You have a squirrel moment.
I do. Huh? Where I just shift away. But different leadership styles. So, boy, some people can come in really, really heavy with their leadership style. So they're more of, I don't really care how you get it done, just get it done. I don't care if you don't want to do it, it needs to get done. Then you have the other ones that are a little bit softer in their approach, more team-oriented maybe, as to how they want to get it done, because they're looking more for, I really need some help, and you're better at this than I am. Can we work on this together? And I guess even saying it kind of feels better sometimes, I guess. It just depends on what you're coming in at. It can also come from a little bit of frustration, or maybe not knowing how to ask somebody or knowing how to approach a group with a new task. So there are levels of coming to this, and I'm sorry, I'm not like A, B, C, D in my thought process today. We're both, again, mentally just on things that we're working on. But maybe if we come to the table with agreements of, when we have these task meetings, or if you're going into a new group that you just decided to volunteer for, how do you show up for that? So let's say that you're coming in as a leader because you raised your hand. So there are different characters to what that is, what that leadership position is. Just because you volunteer for something and you want to take part in something makes you a leader. So how do you come to the table when it comes to putting together events? Do you come in with your own agenda? Are you open to everybody else's? Are you willing to maybe take the lesser of the two leadership roles? What if you've just become the person that goes and finds information? How can you come to the table with clarity, knowing what everybody wants, knowing what their expectations are? How do you get that all said very quickly? And how do you ask those questions without offending or putting somebody off because you're asking questions? Because I know people that get upset when you ask the question more than once. How do you want this done? And, how many papers do you want? And if I need to do the research, like, what do you want me to come back with? Sometimes it can be, and I'm guilty because I have an 18-year-old son that asks a lot of questions. This is what I need you to do. This is the task I need you to do. And then without even leaving, he's already got questions instead of working through them. And sometimes that's just how he operates. That's just how his brain is. For me, I'll figure it out myself. I'm the opposite. I'm the stubborn one. I won't come and ask for help. And that's my leadership position. However, if I know somebody that knows it better than I will absolutely call them first, and I will ask them to teach me. So how do you come to the table, and how do you take care of resolving conflict? If you were tasked with something as a leader, if you were tasked with this and you came back and not all the pieces were there, how do you approach it then? And how does that person that's taking the lead also come back to that conversation? So I know that Fritz probably has no idea what I'm talking about, because I'm in the sense that I'm actually, there's a process that I'm going to lead you guys through later on this week as we keep continuing to talk about leadership. But some really simple steps to take that, when you're coming into a meeting with other people in other leadership positions, how do you all get everything done in a very efficient manner and respectful of each other's positions? Sound good?
Yeah, you're kind of touching on leadership style.
Mm-hmm.
How do you lead?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, because we could spend an entire day on how do you lead and how to lead.
Yeah, without really changing who you are in that leadership position, because we're all different personalities. We all have different strengths. We all come into a task a different way.
That's empathy. That's where that falls.
Courage, and courage to ask the question, and empathy enough to stand and listen. To sit at the table and actually go, okay, I'm not going to run from this, because nobody wants confrontation. And usually when you're raising your hand to be a leader in something, you already know in the back of your mind that you're not going to please everybody. And that is a part of leadership, is knowing that you're not always going to have the answer. You're not going to make everybody happy, but you're going to do it anyway, because I don't see anybody else out there raising their hand to do it. And I'm sure that every one of us have been in that position at some point. So how do we, the whole week is going to be layering of that and tools to use, and just a little bit different mind shift of how to come into a leadership position, because there are strong leaders and there are strong followers. But I think deep down inside of all of us, we're leaders in a different way, in a certain way, in different circumstances. So, and there are people out there that wish they could do more, but don't really know how. So now we're going to teach you how to be stronger leaders in whatever that is for you, whether it's through your church or a volunteer organization of some kind. We're going to give you those skills.
Yeah, some of the best leaders, I think, develop leaders.
Definitely. Definitely.
Good leaders are always going to develop leaders.
Yeah. So, Fritz, you want to talk a little bit about what we have and the links in the comments?
Sure. So if you look at the links in the comments, or link, I should say.
One link, sorry, that's my bad.
You can sign up now for a free clarity session. It's about 45 to 60 minutes. What you do is you click on the link, you fill out the information, you schedule it, the calendar will come up with the available times, and then you get to sit with us 1-on-2 or 2-on-1, however you want to say it. Mm-hmm. And we do a clarity session, which is really designed for us to learn about you to learn about us, and with that, we'll know what direction, and we can give you guidance in what direction and what things need to be done to help you achieve what you want to achieve. And I have to be general because I don't know. But yeah, that's what a clarity session is. It's pretty cool. And like I said, it doesn't cost you a dime. Just some time, 60 minutes max,
Yeah.
maybe more. I mean, we're not going to hold you to that unless, of course, we have another one right after that. But yeah, so click that link, sign up, and let's have a good chat.
And remember to share. Always share what you're hearing with us. We know that you love it because you're always on here with us. So if you take that link and share it with people, let them know what you've heard, what direction we're going. And we look forward to just getting in the same space with you one-on-one and talking about what you're looking for. This is not about what we are ready to necessarily come to you with, but it's looking at what exactly are you looking for? What direction do you want to go? And so we're ready to start doing that with you now. And that's really exciting because we've worked our asses off to get this far. And I'm sure that you see that. If we went back and looked at the progression of our live videos, and today's the first day that we've had an empty whiteboard. It doesn't mean that we haven't worked through some things.
Yeah, because there's 2 whiteboards.
Because there's 2 more you can't
That
see.
direction you can't see, they're now full.
They're full for the week. We have tasks to take care of, but always, always, always we come to you with so much gratitude that you allow us to come into your space, that we have something that we have for you every time we come here. We're so glad, and nothing is scripted. We're just working our butts off to bring you some kind of clarity, some kind of power in what you're doing and your thought process. And so thank you so much for letting us be here always. And
Let's take it to the next level.
Yeah.
Click that link.
Yeah, we'll see you tomorrow.
And thank you.